Now let's move to the insurance sector. When you go to the stock exchange, the market, we see that most of the time insurance stocks are being seen as penny stocks, although we've seen a lot of movement around there. Now, Augustus and Co., they did carry out a performance measure of the insurance sector for 2023, and they found, well, there are some good news. The Nigerian insurance, the gross premium income exceeded the 1 trillion naira mark for full year of 2023. They also found that the industry has maintained its double-digit growth trend, and even though there were disruptions, of course, we had election and policy and some of those policy reforms, and then but insurance penetration is still really low at 0.4%. Well, let's talk to an individual representing that company, that's Augustus & Co., and they carried out these findings. To join us now, we have the head of financial institution with Augustus & Co., Mr. Ayokunle Olubumi, joins us from Lagos. Hi, Mr. Ayokunle, thank you so much for your time. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Great. So I think the most obvious question here would be, how did the insurance industry survive the turbulence of 2023 to maintain a double-digit growth trend?
Thank you very much. I think a lot of factors actually even turn out positive for the industry. The first of all is that, if you recall, in December 2022, the regulator increased the premium on motor insurance for third party from 5,000 to 15,000, and for comprehensive insurance to a minimum of 5%. So that helped the industry. Let's also not forget that we had massive devaluation of the currency last year, specifically about 50%, right, devaluation of the currency. So businesses and premiums that were foreign currency denominated, particularly in the energy business and even the aviation business, right, you realize that the naira value of those policies, those premiums that were paid were actually bloated. So that supported that particular industry. Recall also that we've also have significant inflation, and the value of assets have actually gone up significantly. And also, given that the premium that are paid is a function of the valuation of assets, you will also see that the premium that were paid by the insured for those assets also increased significantly. Aside from that, there were significant marketing initiatives and distribution initiatives by the industry. A lot of them embraced more digital channels. A lot of them collaborated more with banks and insurance companies, banks and asset management companies to be able to distribute their products.
Yeah, the first three reasons you gave just makes me feel that there was not a real growth in the industry, but it was because of, as you noted, the value of the naira, an increase in premium, that just boosted the numbers, but not that there were more engagement, from the insured or from members of the public to the insurance company.
Okay. Yeah, also, I agree with you to an extent. I agree that what you see is that if you look at the real growth, the number of people that actually even bring in you realize that there were growth, but it wasn't that massive. Because another area that I've not touched on has to do with the rising popularity of micro insurance and also takafo insurance. So what is micro insurance? Micro insurance has to do more with insuring of low valued assets, right? And if you notice that since 2018, the industry has been trying to push out these initiatives. Particularly last year, 3 new micro insurance companies were actually listed. So that has even helped in even bringing some people into that particular bucket, to even bring some people that initially are not insured into that particular bucket. Ditto for takafo insurance, which is basically insurance that is based on Sharia principles. Because before, you notice that some people, or some of Nigerians of the Islamic faith, they believe that insurance that you have does not agree with their faith. Right. With now the popularity of takafo insurance, they realize that they can actually even go into that. So in summary, you also notice that, yes, I agree with you that, look, if you compare the growth that you had in premium compared to the new people that you're bringing on board, right, it seems to be different. But notwithstanding, right, more people were also even brought into that particular bucket.
Yeah, but penetration is still really low at 0.4% for a population of about 200 million. And if you talk to a lot of Nigerians, even, the third-party insurance, a lot of people just do it because it's part of the requirement for you to have your car on the road, or else you'll be harassed and things like that. So I think it gets back to the issue of trust and the process for refunds, when incidents happen.
I agree with you totally, right? And even now, the truth is that a lot of Nigerians are not aware about insurance. In terms of knowledge about insurance, how insurance works, what is covered and what is not covered, a lot of Nigerians are actually not aware about it, right? Some people, what they believe are covered, are actually not covered. Some people don't even understand the process of even getting claims. Some people don't even understand that the insurance company needs to even be sure to even carry out tests and be sure that what you are claiming is actually what was insured. So I agree with you, a lot of sensitization, a lot of right. And Nigerians also need to be aware that look, if the insurance company is asking you for questions, they just want to verify that what you actually claiming is right. Right. It's not only they are not saying that they are not going to actually even pay. So I agree with you. There are a lot of sensitization, a lot of awareness needs to actually even be made. And if you look at what the regulator have been doing, Nikon, you will see that Nikon is also even taking that initiative, particularly in the area with low insurance penetration, to educate them about insurance, for them to understand the process, what it entails, right? And I think Nikon has also even opened their window such that if any Nigerian have if you have any complaint about your insurance policy, about how you're treated by your insurance company, you can actually even report directly to the regulator.
And I guess that penetration will be easier if a specific attention is given to the informal sector. I know you mentioned some of those policies that are supposed to be created for the lower cadre and all of that, but I think the drive towards that will largely increase the penetration percentage.
Yeah, it's true. But also, let's also not forget the kind of headwinds, the kind of economic environment we're operating in now. Things are relatively tight now. And you also agree with me that in period of macroeconomic headwinds, those are the lower bottom that are significantly affected, right? So everybody is being careful about your disposable income, what to actually even expending on. Because if you check what the micro insurance people have done, they've actually done significantly well. And back to your point, the regulator also had this at the back of their mind. If you notice, in 2020, all insurance companies are even allowed to even have micro insurance window. So apart from your normal policies, you can have a window in which you can actually even try that particular policy. I agree with you that they need to also do that, but we should not also forget the economic cycle, what they are actually even going through, because disposable income of consumers have actually even reduced significantly.
So with this now, what can we expect in 2024 with this, hit on disposable income?
Yeah, I think the industry will still fare better, right, in 2024, because what we are also seeing now, right, we also play into the performance last year, is that the industry is being careful. They want to ensure that, look, whatever risk you are undertaking, whatever risk you are writing, they are appropriately priced. Because what we've seen prior to last year is that, look, risks were not appropriately priced, such that you see that some policies, right, you see that they're actually loss-making, right? So, like I mentioned, the intervention of Nikon, also the Reinsurance Association of Nigeria, PRAN, right? They've also even talked about that in terms of fire policies. So, in terms of pricing of policies, the industry will actually ensure that the risk are actually appropriately priced. Then also in some sectors, activities are picking up. For instance, in the oil and gas space, right? We could see that, look, activity is actually picking up. If you look at the rig counts in Nigeria now, it's increased to like 19 in March from about 14 that we had as at December. Right, so that one is also even increasing activity, and let's not forget that those are actually are denominated in foreign currency. Of course, although the naira is appreciating, but if you compare to where we were last year, there will still be some level of currency devaluation that will also help them. Then also the industry will actually even do well in terms of investment income, because there's no way you can talk about the insurance industry without looking at the performance of their investment portfolio. We also the bullish run that we are having on the stock exchange. It will help the industry, and also the returns on fixed income securities, right? You could see that with the true yield on government securities is getting to about 26%, right? And also the yield on bank deposits increasing. We see the industry will actually even have positive returns on their investment portfolio.
Yeah, well, because the insurance stocks have also been catching my attention recently. We used to see it as penny stocks that didn't get any attention, and then suddenly we saw some interest, some cherry picking on those stocks, and we do hope that it is sustained, even though at this time, this is the fixed income market that is getting a lot of attention.
Exactly. We hope so too, right? A lot of people are realizing that insurance, there are some that even you can even still get value from their stock, from their shares also.
All right, thank you so much for your time, Head of Financial Institution with Augusto and Co. Ayokunle Olubumi. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you. And you too. Thank you, Hini.